What's up, everyone? I'm here in Raffles Place, MRT station, and this video is about how to get to Merlion Park, which has super famous Merlion Statue, and it's probably one of the top tourist things to see in Singapore. Okay, so quickly here, again we're at Raffles Place, MRT, and Raffles Place is at the intersection of the green line and the red line, or east-west line and north-south line. And basically this video I'm going to show you exactly how to get there from the MRT, and yeah, so I'll explain everything along the way. Okay, so we're going to be taking exit H, and we're going to be walking past the Fullerton Hotel, and once we do that, we're going to cross the street towards 1 Fullerton, and then walk behind that, and the Merlion Park is next to the 1 Fullerton. And we're going to be taking the river walk, walking along the Singapore River, and then at Merlion Park you'll be able to see the Marina Bay. Okay, so definitely, so here we go. So definitely the Merlion is really cool in my opinion. And the Merlion is a creature that basically has a head of a lion and the body of a fish. And the Merlion is the official mascot of Singapore. And you'll see it on the currencies, and you'll just government things all over the place will have Merlion. It's a symbol of Singapore. Okay, so as I mentioned, exit H. So I just came off the escalator. I'm still going towards exit H. And again, going towards the Fullerton Hotel. We're going to be walking along that, and then we will cross the street after we get around the Fullerton Hotel, and then we'll go towards 1 Fullerton, and then we'll walk along that, and we will then arrive at Merlion Park, which has the Merlion Statue. Okay, so here we go. Again, going towards H, where we're going. Okay, so again, keep walking towards H. Again, here's a sign if you need. Merlion Park towards Asian Civilizations Museum, Fullerton Hotel. As I mentioned, we're going to be taking the river walk, walking along Singapore River. There's some interesting things to see. And actually, the Merlion Park is not that far from the MRT. It doesn't take that long. Though, actually getting there could be confusing, so that's part of the reason I made this video. So that you don't get lost or anything like that. Okay, so as soon as you get out of exit H, you're going to turn right. And that's the Singapore River. And then we're going to turn right yet again and walk along the Singapore River. So taking the river walk. And definitely this is one of the best places in Singapore in my opinion. Certainly for touristy stuff. Things that you like to do and see in Singapore. This is also quite a historic area. Okay, so this is the Singapore River, and you can see there's a few bridges. And actually, certainly in a lot of movies you see of Singapore, it's possible you'll see, a scene in this area. This is one of the most famous parts of Singapore, along this river, and there's lots of famous buildings. Okay, so we're taking the river walk, and basically that's the Fullerton Hotel there. So we'll be walking towards the Fullerton Hotel, and then we will basically walk along it, and then once we get to the end of the Fullerton Hotel, we will again cross the street, and then after that the Merlion Park is gotta walk behind the One Fullerton area, and then it's next to that, so it's pretty close. Okay, so we're still walking along the river, so it's quite a great view in my opinion. You can see here there's a bunch of statues. Okay, so this is a famous bridge, and it's got a really old sign, which I think is kind of cool. This sign here. So I've basically never seen cattle in Singapore, as far as I can remember, but certainly they're not used as work animals anymore, as far as I know. Okay, so that's the Fullerton Hotel. Again, we're going to be walking along it. And here are some statues. We're going to be walking past this first generation. Okay, and there's the second bridge. So once we see the second bridge, basically we're going to be turning right from there, and One Fullerton building is, once we turn from here, the One Fullerton building is quite close. And this is not super common, but I see some soldiers crossing the bridge, which is kind of interesting. In my experience, the soldiers, Singapore, I guess they mainly stay in military bases, but it's kind of cool. They're crossing the bridge. Okay, so again, this is the Singapore River. This is the Fullerton Hotel. And now we're turning right from the Fullerton Hotel. Still walking along the hotel. And coming up, so we're on, right now we're on Fullerton Road. You can't see the sign yet, but I'll show you. And across the street is One Fullerton, and the intersecting road, or the road that's going this way, that's called Esplanade Drive. Okay, so basically the statue's right there across the street. But to actually get to it, we need to walk behind the 1 Fullerton. Okay, so I'm gonna be a good tourist and wait for the light. And way off in the distance, that thing there, that is the Marina Bay Sands. And it's really cool. I've been there a few times. The outside, to me, that kind of looks like a ship on top of 3 buildings, which I think looks pretty cool. So again, this is the Fullerton Hotel. And so basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna cross the road here. So we're gonna cross Fullerton Road, and then after we do that, then we're going to cross the road there, across there. So there's no crosswalk here, so you're gonna need to use that one across there. Okay, so now it's green, so here you go, crossing the road. Okay, so again, this is at the intersection of Esplanade and Fullerton Road. So this is Esplanade. All the cars driving past are driving on Esplanade Road. This road is Fullerton Road. And besides being a really historic area, see there's lots of tall skyscrapers, and a lot of them are, this is a banking district. There's a lot of banking buildings. So UBS, Bank of America, DBS, Standard Chartered, HSBC, Maybank, UOB. So those are all banks, banking corporations. And again, that building there, that is the 1 Fullerton. And basically we just walk towards 1 Fullerton, and then we're gonna turn left once we the Merlion is that way, Merlion Statue. And once we get there, we'll be able to see a view of Marina Bay, and I can quickly show you some views of Singapore Flyer, which is a really famous Ferris wheel. And then of course I'll show you again the Marina Bay Sands. Okay, so here's 1 Fullerton, the building, and it's pretty nice. Got a lot of nice restaurants and other stuff here. Okay, so I'm walking down the stairs just across the road, and this is a cute statue. I saw it yesterday and I read about it. So when I first saw it, I was like, oh, kind of looks like a unicorn, except it's an elephant. So a unicorn is a horse with a horn. So what do you call an elephant with a horn? Well, it's called a, I'm not sure if you can see the text, but anyway, they call it a uni-elephant, which I think is really cute. Okay, so you'll be walking past the uni elephant, and here I'm going to be turning left. So along the, but I want to walk along the ocean side. Again, that's the Marina Bay Sands. So that's a resort and a casino. And there's a bunch of restaurants on the left you'll be walking past. And down that way is the Singapore Flyer. And Singapore Flyer is quite nice. So there's apparently tour groups here. I came here last night and there weren't that many people. I guess now is around noon, but there's a lot of people. Okay, so we've now arrived pretty much at the Merlion Statue. Okay, so we're at Merlion Park. And it says here, the Merlion has stood as a symbol of Singapore, as well as an icon of welcome to visitors since 1972. And it was opened by Senior Minister Lee Kuan Yew. Okay, so Lee Kuan Yew was the Prime Minister of Singapore for many years, and he's kind of the founding father of Singapore. Okay, so anyway, this is the Merlion, and it's kind of cool in that it's just shooting out water from its mouth. It just does that endlessly, 24 hours a day. Okay, so there's some sort of I guess you could call this a pier. But anyway, there's an area where you can walk across to see the face of the Merlion. And didn't realize there'd be so many people here. But I did come pretty late last night. There weren't many people. So this is one of the top tourist attractions to see in Singapore, so I guess it would make sense. Okay, so definitely I recommend visiting the Merlion. It's the symbol of Singapore, a symbol of Singapore, and it's the official mascot. The Merlion is on the currency, some of the currency, the coins. Okay, so see behind me there. So that is the getting a unobstructed view is going to be hard. Anyway, that's the Merlion.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so definitely have many great memories from here. Pictures and people I got pictures with next to the Merlion. And in any case, coming to Singapore, it's a small country, definitely, and even if you're here for only a few days, less than a week, 2 or 3 days, this is one of the top places I would recommend visiting. And one thing that's great about it is it's free. So you can come and take pictures, and it's open 24 hours. Basically, yeah, so the statue is always here. You can come and take pictures and videos and so on. And it's in a really nice part of Singapore. Okay, so again, we're in, oh, and I can show you there's also a much smaller statue, much smaller version of the Merlion. And I'll show that in just a moment. But this is by far the most famous one, that the Merlion there. Okay, and just quickly here, in the background, that's the Singapore Flyer, that there. And also, that's behind me is the Marina Bay Sands, which is really nice. And the Marina Bay Sands, that's a resort and casino, and it's really nice inside. And I actually made a video about how to get to the casino there from the MRT. Okay, so now I wanted to show you the really small Merlion statue. Most likely you would just want to see the big one, which is shooting out water from its mouth. But in any case, there's actually two Merlion statues, which is interesting. So as I've mentioned, we're in, this is Merlion Park. And to be honest, this probably would be my top thing to visit in Singapore for a lot of reasons. One, it's free to go to. It's the mascot of Singapore, and I think it's really cool. And it's pretty close to the MRT, and of course, watching this video, you can see how to get there. But it didn't actually take me that long to walk here. If I weren't giving commentary, could have gotten here a lot faster. Okay, so this is the other Merlion statue, not as famous. It's much smaller. You can see here it's in English and Chinese. Okay. So I'm gonna end the video here. So finally, as a recap for this video, this was how to get to Merlion Park from the MRT. And that statue there is probably the most famous statue of the Merlion. Of course, there's actually the smaller version of that there. So there's actually two Merlion statues really close to each other. Okay, and to get here we came from the Raffles Place MRT station. And again, Raffles Place is a station that's on both the green line and the red line. And we took exit H and we went towards the Fullerton Hotel, and then finally we crossed the road towards Fullerton, Fullerton, and then so Merlion Park was just right along the ocean. We just walked along Fullerton. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it if you could share this video. And finally, if you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. Thank you.